The life story of Lord Shriram is written in Valmiki's Ramayana. Shri Lakshman, the brother of Shri Ram, was a great warrior. He is considered an incarnation of Sheshnag. He was a little fierce in nature. Because of this nature of his, he gets into interesting debates with some people. An interesting description of his debate with Parshuram is found in Ramcharitmanas. Let us know in brief about his debate with Parshuram. Laxmanji and Parshuram dialogue. When Lord Shri Ram breaks the bow of Lord Shiva, Parshuramji gets information about it and he gets angry and threatens to come to Janak's assembly. There, when they start abusing Ram, then Lakshman can't help but make fun of Parshurama and start teaching him in harsh words. Modesty, anger, restraint and bravery are discussed in this dialogue. Later Shri Ram pacifies Laxman's anger. This description is found in the Balkan of Valmiki Ramayana. Seeing the commotion, the women of Janakpuri were distraught and altogether started abusing the kings. On the same occasion Parshuramji, the son of the lotus in the form of Brigukul, came upon hearing the breaking of Shivji's bow. Seeing Parshuramji's terrible attire, all the kings stood up distraught with fear and all started bowing down, saying their names including the fathers. The reason why all the kings had come, King Janak narrated all those news. After listening to Janak's words, Parshuramji turned and looked on the other side and saw the pieces of the bow lying on the earth. Filled with extreme anger, he spoke harsh words, "O foolish father! Tell me, who broke the bow? Show him quickly, otherwise you fool. Today I will overturn the earth as far as your kingdom is." Then Shri Ramchandraji, seeing all the people in fear and knowing that Sitaji was scared, said there was neither joy nor sadness in his heart. "Hey Nath! Only one of your slaves will be able to break the bow of Lord Shiva. What is the order? Why don't you tell me?" Hearing this, the angry Muni said with anger, "A servant is one who does service. One should fight by doing the work of the enemy. Hey Ram! Listen, the one who broke the bow of Lord Shiva, he is my enemy like Sahasrabahu. He should leave this society and separate, otherwise all the kings will be killed." Laxmanji smiled after listening to Muni's words and while insulting Parshuramji said, "O Gosain! We broke many bows in childhood, but you never showed such anger. Why is there so much love for this bow?" Hearing this, Parshuramji, who is the flag of Briguvansh, got angry and started saying, "Hey prince! Being under the influence of time, you have no sense to speak. Is this bow of Shivji, famous all over the world, similar to Danuhi?" Laxmanji smiled and said, "O God! Listen, in our life all the bows are the same. What is the profit or loss in breaking the old bow?" Shri Ramchandraji had seen it through the deception of Naveen. "Then it broke as soon as I touched it, there is no fault of Raghunathji either." Muni. Why do you get angry without any reason? Parshuramji looked at his throne and said, "O wicked! You didn't listen to my nature. I don't kill you knowing you are a child. Hey idiot! Do you know me only as a sage? I am a celibate child and very angry. I am famous all over the world as the enemy of the Kshatriya clan." Laxmanji smiled and said in a soft voice, "Oh, Munishvar thinks himself to be a very heavy warrior. They show me the axe again and again. Want to blow mountains away. There is no komda ki batiya, small unripe fruit, here, which dies on seeing the foremost finger. Seeing the axe and bow and arrow, I had said something with pride. Thinking of Briguvangshi and seeing Yajnapavat, I tolerate whatever you say by stopping anger. Deities, Brahmins, devotees of God and cows, these are not shown bravery in our clan. Because killing them is a sin and defeating them brings disrepute, so even if you kill, you should fall at your feet. Your every word is like crores of thunderbolts. You wear bow and arrows and axe in vain. Seeing these, bow arrows and axe, if I have said something inappropriate, then O dear Mahamuni, forgive." Hearing this, Briguvanshmani Parshuramji spoke in a serious voice with anger, "O Vishvamitra! Listen, this child is very mischievous and crooked, being under the influence of time, he is becoming fatal to his family. This is the stigma of the full moon in the form of Suryavansh. It is absolutely brazen, stupid and fearless. Now in a moment it will be consumed by time. I call out and tell, then I am not at fault. If you want to save it, then refuse it by showing our glory, strength and anger." Laxmanji said, "O sage! O sage! Who else can describe your suyash while you are there? You have described your deeds many times in many ways with your own mouth. If you are not satisfied even after this, then say something. Do not bear unbearable sorrow by restraining anger. You are the one who fasts for bravery, is patient and without anger. Abusing does not suit. Warriors do karni, act of bravery. In war, they don't make themselves known by saying. Seeing the enemy present in the battle, only cowards boast of their glory. You are calling time again and again for me. On hearing the harsh words of Laxmanji, Parshuramji took his terrible axe in his hand after rectifying it and said, now people should not blame me. This harsh-speaking child deserves to be killed. Seeing this child, I saved a lot, but now it has really come to die. Vishwamitraji said, forgive the crime. Saints do not count the faults and qualities of children. Parshuramji said, sharp-edged axe, I am merciless and angry and this traitor and criminal is answering in front of me. Even then I am leaving it without killing it, so O Vishwamitra. Only by your modesty, love. Otherwise, by cutting it with this hard axe, he would have become indebted to the Guru with a little effort. Hearing this, Laxmanji said, O Muni. Who doesn't know your modesty? He is famous all over the world. You have already become indebted to your parents, now the debt is left to the Guru, who has a lot of thought in his heart. It was as if we had brew on our heads. Many days have passed, this would have increased the interest too. Now call someone who calculates, then I will immediately open the bag and give it to you. After listening to Laxmanji's bitter words, Parshuramji handled the axe. Hi to the whole assembly. The call arose after. Laxmanji said, O Bhrigu are you showing me the axe? But O enemy of kings. Thinking that I am a Brahmin, I am saving otherwise. You have never met Runner Balwan Veer. O Brahmin god. You are a grown-up at home. From the answer of Laxmanji, who was like a sacrifice, seeing the rising fire of Parshuramji's anger, Shri Ramchandraji of Raghukul's son said, pacifying, words like water, O Nath. Have mercy on the child. Do not be angry with this straight and milk-faced child. If it had known anything of the Lord's, your influence, would it have thoughtless equaled you? He got a little cold after hearing the words of Shri Ramchandraji. Meanwhile, Laxmanji smiled again after saying something. Seeing him laughing, Parshuram's anger spread from nail to tip, all over the body. He said, O Ram. Your brother is a big sinner. He is fair in body, but very black in heart. It is venomous, not milky. Nature itself is crooked, does not follow you, is not polite like you. This vial does not see me like death. Laxmanji smiled and said, O Muni. Listen, anger is the root of sin, due to which humans do wrong deeds and move against the world, doing harm to everyone. Hey Muniraj. I am your slave, now give up anger and have mercy. A broken bow will not be joined by anger. Your feet must have started hurting while standing, sit down. If the bow is very dear, then some remedy should be done and a great artisan, should be called and twined. Janachi gets scared of Laxmanji's speech and says, just keep quiet, it is not good to speak inappropriately. Then after showing favor to Shri Ramchandraji, Parshuramji said, I am saving him considering him as your younger brother. How beautiful is this dirty mind and body, like a pot of gold filled with the juice of poison. Hearing this, Laxmanji laughed again. Then Shri Ramchandraji looked at him with a slant, due to which Laxmanji hesitated, leaving the opposite, went to Guruji Vishwamitra. Later Shri Ramchandraji and Parshuramji have a lot of bus and in the end Shri Ram pacifies their anger. Then Parshuramji said, O Ram. Hey Lakshmipati. Take the bow in hand, or the bow of Lakshmipati Vishnu, and draw it, so that my doubt will be cleared. Parshuramji started giving the bow, then he went away on his own. Then there was a big surprise in Parshuramji's mind. When he came to know the effect of Shri Ramji, due to which, his body became ecstatic and elated. He said with folded hands, love could not fit in his heart. Then Parshuram started praising Lord Shriram.